another Art of Womanhood interview. Today and just about every day, we celebrate women from all over, oh my goodness, all over the world, all walks of life. And I have the honor of being able to celebrate 10 amazing women, 10 amazing authors in this project that I put together titled The Art of Womanhood Fierce, Feminine, and Fearless. And so today I'm holding another Art of Womanhood interview as a part of the project, as a part of the series, and I'm really, really excited about this one. I get to bring up an amazing woman, a woman who has carved her place in history, baby. So I get to bring up this amazing woman, this amazing co-author, this amazing sister, and then so it is my honor and my pleasure, and without further ado, to introduce Mrs. Lynn Braxton coming to the stage. I know I love to say it like we're really on the stage. Welcome.
Hi, Angie.
How are you, sister?
I'm great. Thank you. I'm just so excited about our next steps.
Yes, I'm so excited. And but guys, I didn't mention as I did all of this introducing of Miss Lynn that she is also the editor of this amazing project. So shout out and kudos to her. My hat is off to you. I just am such a fan. I have dubbed you my new mother, and I just simply think you are amazing. So I'm so honored that you decided to join this project. So tell me, why? Why did you decide to join the Art of Womanhood project?
Well, it sounded so amazing, Angie. And first of all, let me thank you for allowing me to join because as I was looking through, the stories and reading all the information, the promos to get, people to join the project, it was such an amazing group of people that you brought together, the concept, of women, being fierce, feminine, and fearless. And
Yeah.
yes, we are. And so I thought, let me, also see if I can get in on this because there was so much to tell um, in regards to my story and how it connects to, in ways to everyone else's stories. Even though our stories are all different, we've all walked along our journey, and it's great to be able to let people know how you got to where you are. And
Yeah.
so that if there's anyone that we can help, I want to be one of those people to reach back and help someone else and encourage someone that you can do these same things that we did. So
Yes,
I
ma'am.
couldn't hold my tongue. I had to be a part of it. And I just want you to know how much I love and appreciate you, Angie. And I'm
Man.
just so proud of you for all that you're doing, with the marketing business and stuff. I'm just in the background doing my clapping for you. So, yes.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It has been a journey. This this thing has been a journey to say the least, but an exciting one, right? An
Yes.
exciting journey. I have often said along this journey, womanhood is, it has been under attack. Womanhood is an art. We are multifaceted. And like you said, the stories of the women in this book vary so greatly. And that was really what I wanted to highlight. I wanted everyone to know and understand we come in all sizes, all shapes, all forms. We have been through all things, right? And each of us has a different story to tell. And who better to tell the stories of women than women? Right? Who better to tell our stories? Society has placed, oh goodness, so much pressure on us, right? We have so much pressure on how we walk, how we talk, how we dress, how we live, right? I just thought that what better time to highlight these stories? And so, how have societal expectations affected you as a woman in your journey?
Well, it's so interesting because when I worked, my first job was in a classroom, and the very first classroom that I had, I was the first Black teacher at this private school, and I had the what they dubbed the toughest classroom because
Yeah,
I had kids with all kinds of disabilities. I was a special education teacher,
yes,
and the expectation at that time was just see if you can just keep them in their seats. They didn't have very high expectations of the kids. these are kids that were not successful in their school districts,
Mhm.
but I had so much more that I knew that these kids could do, and I shared that with them and encouraged these kids. And before long, some of the people from one of the universities that was near where the school was, they started visiting and observing through the one-way mirrors. I never knew when people were in there watching and observing
Yeah.
until well after. But I just wanted my kids to know you may learn differently, but you can still learn and you can still do things.
Yes.
And so it was just a matter of just encouraging them, encouraging the staff that were around me to also expect, good things from these students. And so I just found that along the way that people may not set that bar high, but I set my goal and my
Yeah.
bar is high because I knew that I wanted to do so much more than what people were expecting. And so when I started looking into district level administration, because
Yes.
instead of just being an impact at one school, the Lord had put upon my heart to impact basically the world, but you do it, like one district at a time.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so, again, the districts that I've worked for, I was the first African American person there in an administrative role that also held a credential.
Yes.
And so I found that exciting. And just to let people know that we can do these things.
That's right.
And it doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter your socioeconomic background, however you grew up, you can achieve great things no matter what. And so you set those goals high and you pray about it and see if it aligns with God's will and go do it. Don't let anything hold you back.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned administration and teaching and things. Tell the people a little bit about your background as an administrator, as a teacher. You're not just an editor, you're an educator. You know what I mean? And I think that is, my hat is off to educators. You guys do amazing work. You teach our children and our future. So just tell us a little bit about your background in that.
Okay. Well, as you said, I am an educator. I taught in a classroom for approximately 14 years
Wow.
and went back to school to get my administrative credentials so that I could, work at the district level as well. And so I was became a district administrator after those years of being in different types of classrooms, but also holding site level leadership positions. Uh,
Yeah.
because I was always wanting to help the teachers, at my school, to help parents. I used to put on a workshop for parents to teach them how to help their kids with homework.
Wow.
Um, Yes, and I would work with, the teachers who were having difficulty with their students. I'd go
Yeah.
into those classrooms, I'd observe, and then I'd give them tips on how to work
Yes.
the kids because every child doesn't learn the same. And sometimes, as teachers, we can feel like, well, because the districts hold you to a certain level of finishing a certain amount of curriculum. And so
Right.
teachers oftentimes want to get through the curriculum without sometimes pausing to think about, well, this kid, I'm going to have to, do something special in order to bring him along so that he or she can learn that curriculum. So sometimes, people just needed that extra support and encouragement, for the teachers. And I just loved what I did. One of my first schools, that I taught. This was in California, where
Okay.
I taught in a special education classroom. And again, these are students who were not in their home school districts because of the behavior issues that the kids were having. And I just wanted to, to really encourage the kids. They had gotten so used to fighting, throwing
Mhm.
chairs, showing all this maladaptive behavior because that was what seemed to get them attention. And
Yeah.
so, what I worked hard to do is, you don't have to do this.
Yeah.
You don't have to act like this. Let me show you something. And I would tell them, you're letting someone else control your behavior when you do this. Do you want to give your power away? No, no. Let me show you. another way of dealing with this.
Yeah.
That's when I went in and I started working with kids on with using positive behavior reinforcement techniques. And so
Okay.
when they finished their work, they earned so many points or stars on the board. And then when they earned so many on Fridays, I would hold student store shopping where I would
That's
spend my
cool.
money and wanted the kids to have something to go and buy in the student store. And
Yeah.
so they really enjoyed earning points and having money, play money, but still
Yeah.
money. And it was theirs. And, pretty soon I was able to mainstream some of my students into those general ed classrooms.
Mhm.
And initially, teachers were a bit nervous about it, but I worked with them on
There's
how to
no
reinforce my
tonight. We
kids.
expect a high of 48 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 44 degrees.
So
Go on.
Okay. So anyway, everything really seemed to be taking off. And in that first classroom, I would have district level staff coming into my classroom often because
Yeah.
they didn't think that anybody would be able to get the kids under control because the teacher had left. She just gave up, couldn't do it anymore. And it was a rough class, before I got there. But I just felt encouraged with the kids and wanted to give them something to strive for.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of how I got my first administrative position because they saw what I did in one class and they said, "We need you to help people throughout this district."
Yeah.
And so that was one of the first times where I really felt that my skills were appreciated. And but I tell you, it's not always so easy when you're in a different city, a different place. You don't know the people, and or don't know them well, and
Mhm.
people aren't always happy when you succeed, and they let it be known. Some of the people that I had to then become their supervisor over.
Right.
So,
Right.
there are definitely challenges. It didn't matter which school district, which state. I noticed some very similar things no matter where I was.
Yeah.
But I just, you just hold your head a little bit higher and you just keep going.
Right.
I remember once when I was thinking when I got hired by the second school district that, it was that time period where people were hiring African Americans so that they could have at least the one, you know,
Yeah.
in the
Yep.
district. And so, not to say that I didn't think that I had the skills because I knew I had the skills and I was very confident about my skills. And I remember, just thinking about, oh, I wonder, are they hiring me because, I'm a
Mhm.
good representative of our culture?
Right.
And
Right.
the Lord put on my heart, I mean, almost immediately, that it was because I'm a Christian. And so that brought a totally different perspective for
Come
me.
on now. Yes, ma'am.
And so, of course, I was very thankful for that opportunity, to represent us and as our culture, especially with Black women. And
Yes.
but to be able to demonstrate that yes, we can succeed and do well in administrative roles, just like the next person, no matter what our backgrounds are, we can get to those levels.
That's right.
It's okay to strive to do that. I just want to encourage people not to be afraid, to apply. Um, and when I finished with, that position, just knowing that there was just still so much more. I went to school a lot. I loved learning.
Yeah.
So I didn't stop with just, my bachelor's, my master's. I continued to take classes and attended different workshops. And I just wanted to, to keep learning as many skills as I could that was going
Right.
to help the next person. You know,
Right.
as I said, it's all about reaching back, and helping those who are trying to come up. And I was also blessed, Angie. This was um, just something that I will never, ever forget. One of my um, college professors had mentioned to me, "Have you applied for a position at at any university?" I said, "No," and she said, that I think this is God ordained, but you need to apply. And so I applied, because I'd always thought about it, and so
Yeah.
I did apply, and I was selected. And that interview was nothing like I imagined. It was a Christian university.
Right.
And so before we even started the interview process, the dean of the school reached out, held both of my hands, and began to pray. So
Wow.
I've never experienced anything like that.
Yeah.
And in the districts that I had interviewed in before, you're sitting at one end of the table and you've got about 20 to 30 people with their microphones,
Right.
asking questions. And so those were the type of interviews that I was used to. And it just really blew my mind to see just how much these people not just loved Jesus, but loved working with people, helping teachers. And my job was to train district level staff who wanted to become district administrators. And so it could be an assistant principal or someone wanting to be an assistant principal or a principal. And
Right.
so my job was they would take one of my courses and I would teach them how to do that, by going through all of the coursework. So it was a wonderful, wonderful experience.
I'm sure.
Not only be a school district administrator, but to also show others how to become one as well. So
Yeah.
it's been exciting. I
I'm
really
sure. Listen. What really got me was when you said you had the programs for the parents, teaching them how to help their kids with homework.
yeah,
Listen, I would have been number one in that class, 'cause, especially with like the math homework and things like that. Because when you're out of school for a while, and then you got to help your kids or your
that's
grandkids, it
right.
can be a little overwhelming.
That's
Right.
right.
And you feel like, did they change this? Is it something new? Why don't I know this? You know what I mean? And you get anxiety around that. So I think that was an excellent, excellent program, man. I think there's many kids and students and parents right now. Our parents need support, right? There are
Absolutely.
lots of parents that were younger parents. I was one of those younger parents that could have used that support. So my hat is off to you for that. I think that is absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you. Yes, I really thought it was important to show parents how to help their children because,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you said, we can't expect every parent to be able to help their kids to do
that's right.
everything. And
That's
so, just letting them know, okay, put together a little box that will have everything that they need. They've got their homework. Now, make
yeah,
sure that their pencils, paper, scissors, whatever it is that they need. And then also, just reminding parents it's okay if you don't know how to do this part of that, whether it's math or science or something,
right,
help
right,
where you can, and then just let them know, because many of the teachers offer before school help or
right.
after school help. And so if they don't finish that part, it's okay. You can go in early instead of being frustrated at the kids or have the kids
Yeah,
frustrated
yeah,
because parents can't help them, but it's giving them that extra avenue, so that
absolutely.
they can still feel proud of the kids can feel proud of their parents. And I, certainly enjoyed working with the parents and they wanted to learn.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
And I even started a program for parents district wide, you know, um, after that experience, just wanting to, make sure that parents had a place where they felt safe to,
Mhm.
whether it was to voice concerns about what's going on in the classroom, not picking at any particular teacher or anything like that, but just where they could discuss their child's disabilities or the concerns that they had, and then
Yeah,
for us to bring in different um, people to come and provide that support to them. So if
yeah,
they needed input from us, like a speech therapist, why isn't my kid getting speech? So
yeah,
having a speech therapist to come and explain, this is what we offer, and this is how we do assessments, and this is how you can help at home. So, just letting them know they can get the support. You
Yeah.
know, it's not a bubble that we want parents to be in the school, and the parents need to work together in order
Yes,
to help
ma'am.
those kids be successful. So that was my goal.
Yeah, and I think, and I'm sure, like you say, the parents appreciated it. I know I certainly would
Yeah.
have loved to have seen, some kind of program like that. I think it's so needed. And then, that just reminds me that as women, we wear many hats. We wear many roles, man. And we are the teachers and the mothers and the nurturers and the nurses and the doctor of the family. And you know what I mean? We're the chef, we're the everything, right, in the family. How in the world do you find balance in that? And how, what advice can you give another woman to find that balance for themselves?
Well, I think that you definitely have to take time for yourself. I know that, in these days and times, we really push ourselves to achieve, and
Yeah.
whatever that looks like in each individual, woman's life. But we have to do that self care. I know I just wrote about it on my Monday post, on my Friday post. But
Uh-huh.
yes, we have to take the time to, whether it's 30 minutes, when you get in from work and people, the kids have homework and they've got questions, but
Mhm.
just to be able to say, okay, I need 30 minutes and then I'll come back out and help. So then
Yeah.
that way, they can go in, get a shower, get a bath, and just decompress from the day's pressure so they
Yeah.
can come out fresh and, be able to cook dinner, help with homework or whatever that is. Um,
Absolutely.
Sometimes that may be listening to, music with candles on, going for a walk, either, before dinner, after dinner, but just taking time for themselves because we do it all.
I'm telling you.
It reminds me of that song from a long time ago about, about women being able to, you know, well, basically doing everything in the
Yeah. Yeah.
and so, yeah, I just think that it's important for us, though, to remember to take care of ourselves because when you pour so much out, you've got to think about who's pouring into you, you know?
Absolutely.
And that was something that I also worked with teachers on because educators, they do give so much,
Yes.
and you're giving to every family, and but when you're giving the same as in motherhood, but who's pouring into you? We need to be poured into also.
That's right.
Who's praying for you? Who's lifting you up? Who's giving you that call and just telling you, hey, just wanted you to know I was thinking about you,
Yeah.
or sending that text. All those are positive things. And, we just have to remember to do some things for ourselves. Go get a massage, whether it's once a month, once every 3 or 4 months, or whatever, but just being able to do something special for yourself. And for
Mm.
some women, that might just be, can you watch the kids? I just want to go for a walk. You
Right.
and
Right.
just to be able to get out and do something, by yourself. Or, some people love to shop. I enjoy shopping too. So
Yeah.
just to get out and do that. Yeah, you got to take care of yourself. The self care is what's going to enable you to then continue to be that mother, who's going to be helping their kids. So
That's right.
what we have to do, Andrew, we've got to take time for
That's
ourselves.
right. I agree 100%. That that is how we embrace our divine feminine power, man. It's
Yeah,
our power, and we do have to take a step back sometimes. We walk around and we got the S on our chest, but we
right.
definitely have to take a step back and embrace those roles. We have all those roles, but we have to take care of ourselves, and we can't take care of anybody else. So
That's right.
absolutely, I agree. Listen, again, I'm so excited that you took the time to stop, to just chat with me and share yourself and share your words and share your story. I'm so excited that you joined this project. I am grateful to you. Oh, goodness. And I told you, I'm one of your fans, girl.
And you are, gosh, Angie, you represent so many women, in just everything that you do. You can tell how much effort you put into it. Um, Gosh, I'm just so proud of you and everything that I've seen you accomplish. And then to put together this group of women to do this book, The Art of Womanhood, I am so ready to see it in print. I cannot wait to be holding that book and put it on
Yes,
the shelf
ma'am.
with all the
Yes, add it to that beautiful collection back to you.
Yes, that's right. Well, thank you. And
Thank
is it okay if I leave everyone with just a quote?
Yes, I was going to ask if you would like to please leave us with a few words.
Yes. So this quote is by Dorothy Height, and Dorothy served as the president of the National Council of Negro Women for 40 years. And so if you don't know her, look her up. She's definitely a women's advocate as and activist as well as civil rights activist. But the quote that I really enjoyed reading from her, it says, "Success is to be measured not so much by the position that one
It's okay.
not by the position one has reached in life as by the obstacles in which he has overcome." And so many of us have overcome obstacles. They may be different, mine are different than yours, but the
That's
thing
right.
is, we overcame them. So be proud of everything that you've accomplished. Give yourself grace if there are days that you don't accomplish the things that you set out to do, but just be proud of yourself
That's
and
right.
look back and just remember where you've come from and where you are today. It's okay if there have been some stumbling blocks in the way. Just embrace life and just keep moving forward, but don't forget about the people that may need your support and your strength by writing your story. I still encourage people to write their stories so that they can help someone else. So again, thank you, Angie. I love you, dear.
Love you so. Thank you so much. And that's the art of womanhood, y'all. So thank you so very much, Lynn. Thank you. All righty. Listen, y'all. It's the art of womanhood, baby. Women are fierce. We are feminine. We are fearless. We are fabulous. And that is what this anthology series is about. That is what these interviews are about. It is about highlighting the women that are our mothers, our sisters, our educators, our leaders. And thank you again for joining me for another Art of Womanhood interview.